for real estate and lending professionals only and not for distribution to consumers.
Hello, everybody. It's David Schroeder. I'm here today with the Caliber Home Connection podcast, where we talk about all things great and small in the real estate industry, mostly great. And especially today, because I'm joined by Crystal Wilson of Aspen Mortgage, the great state of Indiana, Fort Wayne to be exact. Welcome to the show, Crystal.
Hi, how are you?
I am doing great. So first of all, Crystal, I want to thank you for your partnership with Caliber. Full disclosure, you've been a partner with Caliber and our amazing account executive, Buddy Hen, for a very, very long time. And so we appreciate your business and appreciate your insights that you'll be sharing with us today.
Well, it's my pleasure. I love Caliber. That's when Buddy approached me about signing up with Caliber a long time ago, I am one of those people. I hate change. I'm not a great like changing. I'm very loyal. But as Buddy has shown me some of your guys' programs and things, it was just such a perfect fit for me. Like there's just so many great things about your guys' programs that work really well. So I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, well, and you bring up, both of us have brought up Buddy, and it's a people business. And so much about what we do is about confidence and having people that you can count on. I know you and I have spoken in the past a little bit about Buddy and how amazing he is, and he speaks the same of you. So again, we're happy to have you today. And look, one of the things we love about this business is just how entrepreneurial it is and how the stories are coming into it. So could you take a minute and just tell us a little bit about Aspen Mortgage, how you got into the business and how it's grown and changed over time?
Well, I've been in the business over 22 years now. So actually, long story short, I got into the business. I met a gentleman who was in the restaurant business. And I worked for him in a restaurant when I was like 16 or 17. And then he left the restaurant that he was the vice president of and got into the mortgage business. And he called me and asked me if I would like to start processing for him. And I knew nothing about the business. And that was over 22 years ago. So fast forward to now, and I'm in the middle of buying Aspen Mortgage and taking over it. So I'm a partner with Glenn, who's the owner of Aspen, and I'm in the middle of transitioning into the ownership role in the last. Well, it'll probably be fully done in the next year when his son just graduated high school, so he was ready to take it easy because, as you know and I know in this business, that this business can consume a lot of your life and a lot of your time.
Yeah.
So
You
yeah,
better be passionate about it if you're going to be in it this
if
long.
you're going to be in the mortgage business, you better be passionate about helping people and liking people and working with people, because if not, it would be a long and miserable road for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And look, hey, what an amazing story you just shared too about, and we hear so many people getting into the mortgage business from something else and then growing, like you say, the progression from being a processor to a loan officer to soon to be owner.
Yeah.
So, look, we've seen a lot of new brokers and loan officers entering the space over the last year. What would be, do you have a point or two of advice for new folks coming into the business and how to be successful and sustain that passion, like you say?
Well, first and foremost, you have to have a passion for helping people, and you have to enjoy that. Like, because I think as a loan officer, as an originator, there's just so many different elements, and it's almost like I call every loan like a puzzle piece. And so you have to be a problem solver. You have to be a people person. You have to, if you're getting into the business, learn as much as you can. Learn as many programs as you can, because knowledge is really power in this business. The more you can learn, whether it's like even something that you shy away from. I'll never forget when I was first started originating. Um, you know, FHA wasn't as big as it is now, and so I had a loan, actually, account executive come into a previous mortgage company that I had been at, and they had said, if you are not doing FHA, you're missing the boat. But I feel like that with like every single program. If you're not learning VA, USDA, FHA, conventional, if you're not learning the new programs or learning, you are going to be one step behind, because the more you know, the more programs you have to offer to your clients, and the more knowledge you have, you're a better problem solver with the more knowledge you have. So just never being afraid to learn, never being afraid to take on challenges, because I think the more challenging loans you can take on when you're first getting into this business. That'll get realtors' attentions. That'll actually get clients' attentions. If you are able to help them and get loans done that nobody else can get done, then you have a customer for life. You have a partner for life. And
Yeah.
having like long-term business partners with like clients or account executives, that's huge. It's going to make or break your business over the, over time. So
I couldn't agree with you more. I was actually just talking to some newer AEs that have joined the company the other day, and one of the top things I told them is just, great AEs and great loan officers master their craft because, maybe 90%, 80% of the loans go through without a lot of effort. They just kind
yeah,
of go through AUS, et cetera. But
right.
where you make a name for yourself and where you make relationships that last forever on the difficult 10 or 20, and you can only do that if you really know what you're doing.
Yeah, and knowing your products, knowing your guidelines, and having that good, strong team, like your account executives that know their products. Or in Caliber's case, Buddy has a really good, really strong team. Frank
Yes.
is CRM, I think you guys call him. He's great at his job. Buddy's great at his job. So having like that team, as having Caliber back you up, or having someone with knowledgeable power, just having that team built around you to help guide you, even if you don't know something, being willing to learn and being willing to be taught, because in this business nobody knows everything, and everything can. I think every loan is doable to a certain extent, and the more you know on how to make those loans work, the better off you're going to be long term. So
Absolutely. Yeah, so shifting gears, look,
yeah,
you've been in the business for a long time, and I can remember back in the day, when fax marketing was a thing and
that
handwriting approvals in the office, all those kind of things. So, point being that, look, a lot changes, and you have to evolve with the business.
do.
Probably never more so than over the last year with the pandemic and having to figure out how to kind of re-engineer our business and have a record-setting year in the midst of that. So can you
Yeah.
talk a little bit about maybe how you had to change your business in the last year, and maybe like things that were for the better that
Well,
accelerated you?
I'll tell you what, I mean, normally, because of COVID, normally I don't do my hair and makeup. So I have a lot more time, because I'm not meeting with clients face to face anymore, like I normally do. So, that's been a positive. But in the business aspect of things, um, I think it's just pushed more of the technology aspect of things, more digital signings. You're not meeting with your clients in person because of COVID, and you're working from home more and things like that. So more of that digital stuff, and it's allowed for, I think, allowing you to get more stuff done because you're not running to all these different
Right.
clients, things like that, where you're able to do um, disclosures and get them out really easy. But it's also forced you to be better about Facebook marketing, or having a good team base, as Caliber, when one of your Caliber clients is shopping around for a different loan, and you get an alert or a notification of that. And just always being willing to use technology in your favor. COVID or the pandemic has really pushed you to have to learn that. And if you don't learn technology and you don't learn to market yourself via Facebook or via working partnerships with Caliber or whatever lenders you're using, if you don't have that partnership with your lenders and your clients, you're going to miss out on some of your past clients coming back to you. You're going to miss out on some of those things where you have a great opportunity to stay with your client and stay connected to your client, because that is such a key in this business, is staying connected. And the
Right.
more connected you with your clients via Facebook, via sending out email reminders, any type of marketing reminders, just staying connected with those past clients, because they're going to go through death, they're going to go through divorce, they're going to go through upgrading houses. There's so many different things where this one client can turn into 10 loans for you over a course of years. So
Well, and you're obviously a person who's built your business over the years on relationships, and
yes,
having to do that digitally is a big switch. And you mentioned a couple times in there just the Reconnect program that
yeah,
Caliber has, and the alerts that we're sending out of different types. So when you get one of those alerts, maybe that's a little bit different of an opportunity than somebody who's picking up the phone to call you, because we're giving you, hey, we're seeing something in behavior or whatever that might indicate that that person is interested or in the market. So how do you approach that differently, or do you when you're calling that person up?
Alerts, like most of the time I'll pick up the phone and just call them and say, hey, it's been a while since we've talked. I just got a notification from the mortgage company I put your loan with that you may be shopping for a loan or your rate's a little high. um let's look at possibly redoing your loan, or what are you looking to do? And it just gives you that in with that client again of like, perfect example. This was just last week. I had a client that I got one of those alerts from, and he goes, well, I wasn't shopping for a loan, but since you called me, I've heard rates have gone down. How much money can you save me?
That's
And
all.
now I've already registered with Caliber. It went into underwriting today with Caliber. And it's one of those loans where it's part of their sprint program. So I'll be done in a week and a half, 2 weeks with it. No appraisal, no anything. And it's a super easy, quick loan. And they trust you because you've already closed their loan.
Yeah.
So
Well, two things from there. Thank you for entrusting us with the client. Secondly, what a great thing, even if they didn't go through it, just to stay in front of people when people are getting bombarded with marketing, just to stay forefront of awareness.
well, I mean, you're a consumer and I'm a consumer. And how often are we going to look at something that we've gotten from somebody we've done business with versus somebody that we've never talked to, have no clue what their business is like, how they handle you as a client or anything? So if you're doing a good job as a loan officer, if you're doing a good job as Caliber servicing that, then you're going to get that business back again. And that is the biggest thing, where if you get those alerts where somebody might be shopping for a loan, then you should call them. That is just, it's almost like shooting fish in a barrel. You're missing out on such a key demographic of your business where you can repeat that and harvest that for more income. And then again, like you said, staying in front of them where they're like, hey, I have a mom that needs to refinance, or I have a son, or my kid's looking to buy a house. Just last month with Caliber, I contacted somebody that was a VA loan, and his rate was in the threes, and I was still able to lower his interest rate by over a point. And because I called him and said, hey, you could probably lower your rate from that, he then sent his mom over to me. And
Right.
so the the trickle down effect of that rollover business, if you guys aren't harvesting that, you guys are missing out on a huge opportunity.
Yep. Yeah, I love the fact that you go further and get and reference, getting the referrals from friends and family, because like you say, that's just one loan, but it keeps that customer for life and the branching out to all the different referrals.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the key to being successful in this business is being good at your job, being knowledgeable in your job, but also staying in touch with your clients, staying in touch with those people that you get business from, because those are going to be your referrals. Those are going to be your repeat clients. And the more you stay in touch with them with using the Reconnect like Caliber offers, it's huge.
Yeah, one more question for you. So in some of these cases, the customer may already be engaged with another lender. And so I talk to folks about the fact that, look, it's not like in some of these cases, the customer's not going to be waiting by the phone for you to call and make a pitch. So have you found some ways that are successful in breaking through and maybe earning that business away from the lender that's already speaking with them?
Well, with Reconnect, obviously you have a relationship or a history with that client, because you wouldn't get that Reconnect notice from Caliber if you hadn't taken the business to Caliber in the first place.
That's
Um,
right.
so there's a perfect example of last year. This woman, she wanted to refinance. She got approached by somebody else and didn't even think of calling me. So my client, she didn't even think about it. She just got approached and she went forward with the refinance. And I got that Reconnect alert, and I called her and she goes, I'm so glad you called me. I forgot who I used the last time. And this is my bad, or this is my, like, being truthful here, and the fact that I'm not great at sending out letters or postcards or emails saying, hey, don't forget about me. And so that Reconnect was just like that perfect reminder. And so she goes, I'm so glad you called me. I forgot who I'd gone through the last time. I'm having a hard time getting this loan done. And we got it done again through Caliber. So it's just, so even if sometimes clients don't necessarily, you've not done anything wrong for them not to use you. They may not remember who they've used. They may not, or they just get approached by somebody who's just marketing, and they're like, hey, that sounds like a good idea. I can lower my rate. And if you are not staying in contact with your clients, other people are going to harvest that business every single time.
That's right. Well, there's just so much data out there to do it with.
It,
So
yes,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Well, this has been awesome, Crystal. Anything else that you want to share or interesting insights from the last year before we wrap it up today?
Like, no, I mean, just, the harder you work, the better your business is going to be. So the more you learn, the more you build a team around you by having like good account reps like Buddy or having Caliber, where, I mean, you guys are good at your job. You guys definitely have this down to a science. So when Caliber is good and you're using Caliber, you're good. So I always tell people you're only as good as your team around you. So, just getting out there and learning the business is your best way to go about it. So.
Well, Crystal, thank you so much for your partnership with Caliber and your time today of sharing your story and some of the great things you're doing. So we look forward to speaking with you again soon and seeing you in Indiana.
Yeah, definitely. Have a great day.
All right. See you.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for tuning in to the Home Connection podcast from Caliber Home Loans. Please see the show notes for links to topics discussed in this episode, and be sure to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. Caliber Home Loans Incorporated, 1525 South Beltline Road, Coppell, Texas, 75019. NMLS number 15622. All rights reserved. Equal housing lender. For real estate and lending professionals only, and not for distribution to consumers.